Kimi K2 thinking just came out and it is the best model in the world, beating GPT-5 Pro and Claude 4.5 Sonnet thinking on multiple benchmarks. Today we're going to give it a try to see if it actually as good as they say. Before we begin, let's see exactly what has been happening. So they introduced their thinking model, which is a thinking agent. It reasons step by step and uses tools to achieve state-of-the-art performance on humanity's last exam and browse competition, as well as other benchmarks. It can execute 200 to 300 sequential tool calls without human interference. So you can currently try it out on Kimi.com on chat mode, but it doesn't have the full agentic mode. So everything we see right now on our test is not going to be 100% representative. Also, you can access it through the API they have provided. The biggest thing about this model is that it only costs $2.5 per million tokens of output. For reference, GPT-5 costs $10. So as you can understand, this model is super cheap. And if you want its very fast version with very fast thinking, you would pay $8. So this is the interface of Kimi K2's chat mode. You can find it on kimi.com. And let's go over the benchmarks before we test it out. So on evaluations, on agentic reasoning, it's beating GPT-5 and Claude 4.5 Sonnet. On agentic search, it also beats them on browse competition benchmark. On SEAL 0, which is about retrieving the latest information, it also is beating both models. On coding, it's lagging behind those two models, but it has cut the gap by quite a mile. It's actually beating GPT-5 on software engineer benchmark multilingual, and it's also doing a very good job on live code bench. So this is pretty amazing, and on humanity's last exam, it does a tremendous job with 44.9% of score, beating GPT-5 4 and Claude Sonnet 4.5 with thinking mode. So I gotta say, this is pretty amazing, and really I cannot wait to test it out right now. As a lot of people don't know, one of the strongest things of K2 thinking is its creative writing. Like, it's one of the models along with Claude that really are amazing at this. So here you can see more comprehensive benchmarks of what is happening with tools, without tools, and they also have a heavy thinking mode, which is even more good than their just thinking mode with tools, which is pretty insane. Like, you can see how it's comparable to closed source models. K2 is also open weights, so you can get the weights and host it on your own computers, platforms, and servers, which is very tremendous and very important. So yeah, overall, this is a very solid model, one of the frontier models. I'm also waiting for third-party benchmarks to see its actual quality. So here, you select K2 on their chat mode. On tools, you can enable search and thinking. I'm going to close search in this case, and I'm going to go ahead and prompt it to create some stuff with it. What interests us in this channel is actually building applications and writing code. So what I'm going to do for a beginning is I'm going to ask it to create a website that is teaching transformer models. Click play and let's see it actually working to solve the solution. The model is acting super fastly, it's doing a tremendous good job, and it's very fast, which is lovely to see. By the way, if you want to learn more about AI, join my free school community on the link down below in the description. There are multiple free AI courses in there. For example, you can learn NA10, coding with AI agents, video and image generation, and a lot of other things. So I would love to see you in the community. It's completely free to join, so hop in there. Let's see what this model will actually spin out. If the benchmarks are true, we're going to see some very novel and some very interesting things getting created. I'm really excited to see the future of AI. It seems that we get boosted capabilities, but also cheaper prices and faster model through the new architecture improvements that the companies have been researching. Guys, in all honesty, if you ask me, I think by the end of 2026, AGI will be here, at least in the digital world. But if you keep up with the news, robotics are also speeding up. So we can click here to see a preview of the website that was created. We can also see the code by clicking on the code. So this is the preview of the website. We can also switch the preview mode to phone or just web browser. And I gotta say, this looks very, very nice. It gives us also a little bit of code. It gives us the theoretical stuff. So it's able to write mathematics in LaTeX format, which is what researchers love. It can animate the attention problem to show us how attention works. Multi-head attention, there is a very nice effect when we roll over to a new tab. This is very, very comprehensive. It's very, very detailed. And I really love how it contains information that other models didn't include on their websites. It also links to specific papers. And what you got to understand is that this is not using web search. So it wasn't able to search the web to add even more information. So in general, I would say that this is a very nice response. Actually, one of the best I have ever seen. So here we have an interactive demo. Let's do Math 2, and it shows us an example and interactive demo. So that looks nice. That looks super interesting. Click Start Learning, and it redirects you to the exact spot to get started. So that looks good. Let's move over to the next prompt. I will ask it to create a Flappy Bird game, and in this case, I'm going to enable it to do search on the web. Let's see what this model is going to be able to come out, and I'm really interested to see how fast it's going to finish the game. If you're keeping up with the videos I'm making where we test these kind of models, this query, this example is one of the hardest things for AI to do. For some reason, they always make the games very, very hard and very unplayable. I don't know why in the past we were able to create amazing games, but right now they're completely failing. So let's see the final response. Let's see what the model came up with. Click preview, and this is the Flappy Bird game. I cannot play it right now for some reason, so I'm going to copy the code. I saved it on an index.html file locally on my computer, and the game is not working. No errors, no nothing. The game is just unplayable. Let's ask it to actually fix the game. No button to start the game. Let's see if the model can actually solve the issue and give us a better response. Let's see. This should be something very easy for the game to do. I really hope Kimi K2 can actually fix the issue and give us a good game at the end of all of this work. I see it actually rolling over the code trying to fix the issue. Let's actually see if it's able to do so. But in all honesty, I gotta say this is super fast, and the company behind Kimi is not a huge company, which is really interesting how they were able to close the gap to the frontier models so fast. Literally, the first models started coming out like 7 or 8 months ago. So they're one of the labs that are going super fast. So let's see if they actually can do the game correctly. So it clicks for start game, and you can start playing it and you lose instantly. So I'm going to try and take the code locally on my computer to see if there is another issue that we're not currently seeing. So let's open up the Flappy Bird game again, click to start the game, and as always, it's impossible to play. Like every single time, AI is not able to solve this query. I really don't know what's going wrong. If you guys know, just let me know, because I really want to create a Flappy Bird game and be able to play it. But no AI is able to do it right now. I'm going to also open up a new chat and ask it to create a presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and see the prompts about presentations, build a slide deck for art styles. So let's ask it to go ahead, build a presentation about transformer models advances in 2025. Let's see if the model can actually do the job and finish up. It begins with a web search to gather context and data about creating the presentation. So it understands that the response it got from search was incorrect, and it adjusts so it goes into AI ML transformers. It gives us all of these things, all right? All of the details. I really want to see if it's going to turn it into a presentation or it's just going to spit out the information and the document. Okay, so it spits out the information without creating the presentation. So probably I prompted it incorrectly. So let's open up a new page and click slides, make a slide deck. So this is the query you need to do. Build a slide deck about transformer models. and it has to use your computer. So this is an agent that is able to do computer usage. So it spins up a VM for us to create the presentation. This is exactly like Manus, like GenSpark, and like OpenAI's computer agent. Given that in the benchmarks browse competition it was able to do a good job, I expect it also to perform very well here. As we can see, it begins by planning, creating a task list of things to do. So that's very interesting to be able to see this. This allows us a lot of explainability and understanding of the steps the model takes. And the final presentation will be in HTML. Okay, acceptable. So I don't want to waste any more of your time. We're going to jump to the results. So I want to show you a little bit how the model works. It does image generation. What the actual fuck? Okay, so maybe it does image search and not image generation, but it goes really deeply into everything. This is very, very amazing. And yeah, it uses a lot of tools, does web search, writes the to-do. Like, it's going very deeply into doing everything you ask it to do. So it's updating the to-do, searches for images, image generation. I'm really interested to know what kind of model they use. So yeah, that's quite interesting, to be completely honest with you. Like, I've never seen this kind of stuff happening by a model. Maybe, I'm a little bit on the past because I think also Manus and GenSpark does this, but this is pretty extraordinary to see. And this is the slide generation tool that generates the slides. You can see the model actually live writing all of the slides. This looks pretty interesting, gotta say. As you can see, the model is super, super fast. Like, this looks very, very nice. GPT-5, Unified Intelligence, Titans, Neural Long-Term Memory, Attention Mechanism Breakthroughs, Multimodal Integration Mastery, Mixture of Experts, Transformer, Square. So really, it has all of the big advancements that we have seen in the past few months. This is very significant, guys. Like, what you are going to see from this presentation, which I'm going to play live today on this video, is going to give you an essence of what is going to be happening in the next 2 to 3 months with AI models. Like, the improvements that have been happening on the findings, on the research, and the architectures are very, very significant. Like, there's some stuff that are changing the picture completely. But more on that in just a little bit. Let's do a small edit. So this is the presentation it created. We can click the play button and actually play it live. So let's get started, guys. Let's see what it created. Transformer models, year of breakthrough, parameters 5 trillion, context over 2 million. So first of all, this is the content. We covered it previously. So the Transformer Revolution, GPT-5 on August 2025. GPT-5 represents a paradigm shift from fragmented models to a unified intelligent system with sub-models and dynamic routing. Processes text, code, and images simultaneously with 400,000 token windows and PhD-level reasoning. Interesting. Transformer Squared, real-time task adaptability, singular value fine-tuning. This allows real-time task adaptation by modifying only singular values of weight matrices, keeping orthogonal matrices frozen. Reduce the parameters by 66.5%, 90% training time cut. First pass identifies task requirements, second pass applies adapted singular values for dynamic behavior modification. And this is eligible for applications such as customer support, real-time translation, and multimodal AI. Titans, neural long-term memory. Titans architecture revolutionizes memory with neural long-term memory modules processing sequences of over 2 million tokens. It uses surprise-based learning and adaptive forgetting to bridge human-machine memory gaps, enabling persistent reasoning over extensive contexts. So this is what helps increase context windows. So we've seen multimodality in the previous slide. We also seen real-time adaptability, and now we see mixture of experts, scalable intelligence. So modern transformers use mixture of experts to get 2 trillion of parameters without additional computational costs. Over 16 experts, which are parallel specialized networks, 2 active experts per token, 1 trillion parameters, and key models is GPT-5, Claude, and Gemini. Attention mechanism breakthroughs. We got laser attention that applies exponential transformation to strengthen the gradient signals. 1.44 improvement. Shared weights, this is very, very big. Uses a single weight matrices to reduce parameters while improving noise robustness. 66% reduction in model weights probably, and also sparse attention that allows processing ultra long sequences while maintaining computational efficiency. This allows to scale to over 2 million tokens. So this is the multimodal integration mastery. It allows a unified architecture that works on top of text, image, audio, and videos without separate stages. It allows coordinated reasoning, native cross-format understanding that enables complex multimodal tasks. And also practical applications include code generation from UI screenshots and technical document analysis. Very, very interesting. So one model to do everything across any modality possible. The future is now. The transformer landscape of 2025 represents a quantum leap in AI, with unified architectures achieving human-like reasoning, real-time adaptability, and persistent memory. Next frontier, AGI. Thank you so much for watching.